It doesn't help that I saw something else and I was like, because I said, why does this kid remind me of someone? And I finally looked on the internet and I was like, oh shit, that's right. Somebody said, and this is, I didn't make this up, this is on the internet. Somebody said, hey, you remember the annoying kid from Deadpool 2? Well, this is what he looks like now. Oh. And I thought, yes, Rebel Wilson. He looks just like Rebel Wilson. Hey everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts. Well, 2020 is crazy and crazy. Even Santa Claus can't make people happy right now. In fact, Santa Claus started to piss some of these people off. What we're about to talk about, this is the second movie where Santa Claus done piss somebody off, and that kid, not a grown person, but that kid almost ruined Christmas.
Yep, coming for revenge.
By trying to kill Santa. Somebody had the nerve to even... Santa Claus pissed this kid, he pissed him off so much. This kid said, I'm going after Mel Gibson, Santa Claus. Shit, look out, here come the Jews.
You just lost up!
Yo, Santa! Give me some coal. Yeah, Santa Claus is pissing people off this Christmas, man. It's one thing to piss off one of these kids, but now Santa Claus done even pissed off one of his own. Pissed off an elf. Little fat ass elf.
Oh, this kid.
This kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, my man done pissed off a little fat ass elf. Pissed him off so bad he became human. Became even bigger human. I don't know how this makes sense, but
it doesn't make any sense.
He said, look at what you did to me. You made me so mad I'm human. Now I gotta go get your ass. Something called Birkenstock or something. Some elf. The kid from, the fucking kid. Yeah. The kid that tried to destroy the world. The kid that tried to kill Deadpool. Yeah. Yes. You know, this kid said, if Deadpool don't mean shit to me, you know Santa Claus ain't. Yeah, Russell. He pissed off Russell from Deadpool 2. I'm gonna tell you later why he's pissed. It's so stupid why this kid is mad, but I'm gonna tell you later why he's mad. But whatever the reason is, you know what? He says, not only did you ruin Christmas for me, but you ruined my life, Santa Claus. So you know what? If I can't have a good life, if I can't have a good Christmas, then nobody can. Fortunately, Santa Claus has a cult out there, and we'll talk about that in a little while too. He has a cult that's ready to defend him and follow him wherever he goes, and fortunately these kids come in and they try to help him save Christmas. Adding to the Christmas Chronicles, which is what we have here, the Christmas Chronicles 2. Never saw the first Chronicle.
Knowing that we had this, I went ahead and watched the first one.
I was hoping you did. How are my impressions going to be? Can I actually understand this without seeing the first one? Can you understand it with seeing the first one? It gets so crazy. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer for Netflix's The Christmas Chronicles 2.
Welcome to the North Pole.
Santa!
Have a nice trip.
Just flooding those goddamn kids.
He don't care about kids.
Yeah, he does not. He would have killed them. He wouldn't
He said, I don't give a shit about Santa Claus. You think I'm going to care about these kids?
Everyone designed by Mrs. Claus.
She designed this place. I think it should be called Mrs. Claus's Village. Me too.
Anybody ask you? Did you just get here?
Yeah, Santa Claus like, bitch, I saved you. I can put your ass back out there in that snow. Look at that other kid. Now you say something. Man, I don't know that bitch. They got all that triumphant music playing. He's up there with saxophone.
I know. Does not fit really.
Dark glasses on, looking like Bill Clinton.
A day that brings joy to children all over the world, and that will never change.
This starts out with one thing that I'm kind of getting a little tired of in family movies with kids, so they can create some sort of tension immediately, and that is when mom gets horny again and she out there trying to get the hook up again, and she got to because dad died,
right?
You know,
yeah. He dies in the first one.
Dies in the and I did not see the first movie. I like the way Mom says, "Shit, now I'm free to try anything. I can go out and try that black dick I always been trying to get."
Well, it's one thing that she's hooking up. It's only been a couple of years.
Yeah.
but she's getting a black dude with a kid.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, this could be your new daddy. I mean, as much as I'm like, I am not down with these bratty kids, I'm kind of like, yeah, I kind of see how that's a shock to the system.
Shit, Mom ain't said. Mom, that mean Mom been looking at black dudes when Dad was alive. Shit, Mom been online.
Man, the way they even set up this scene when she looks at them for the first time, we don't see them at first. She's going, she goes, ugh, that's disgusting. And she sees her mom dancing with him. It's like, oh my God, is she racist? I'm like, whoa, I could be misconstrued based on how she's saying that.
Well, look, you see the body language between the two of them, even in that still right there. The two of them are DTF. They should not have their kids with them on that vacation.
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't care.
That whole vacation spot. That's like what's that place?
Was there in Cancun?
Hedonism.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, because you look back here, ain't nothing but booty shorts.
Yeah, oh,
nothing
yeah.
but ass shorts back there. Ain't nothing but her ass hanging out. Shit, Mom probably hooked up. Mom and Dad probably hooked up on one of these chippies back here.
Yeah.
These kids treat this like it's Scientology. Like it's a cult.
Yeah.
They don't call themselves, they don't say I love Christmas. They talk about, oh, are you a believer?
He's being serious.
I know, it's like shit.
He's waiting for his answers. Like, are you a believer? We're not leaving this goddamn room until you answer me.
I can see we need some reprogramming here.
I know another true believer when I see one.
Wait, you know about true believers?
I come from a long line of them.
Do you see how crazy his eyes go? We come from a long line of them.
It's got that Tom Cruise stare.
Gonna be passing out milk and cookies with cyanide in this shit. That motherfucker, the Jim Jones of Christmas. I tell you, man. Speaking of Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, I actually do really like Kurt Russell as Santa Claus. Man.
He's the best thing in this movie. He's so good.
Well, yeah, he really works. And the funny thing is, I remember back in the day, I used to think, man, Kurt Russell and Mel Gibson, you really could interchange them in all these different roles they have. It's just Mel Gibson has a bit more edge, but Kurt Russell has more charisma and he's more fun. And so it's just funny. Like I hadn't thought about that in years, and now here they are both playing Santa Claus.
Yeah, and they both are great Santa Clauses, man.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. I agree.
Like they're both kind of like they're not that old man Santa Claus. Like both of them actually kind of for their age, kind of sexy and buff, and like
they make it work.
And they make it work. And
it's a Santa Claus you can respect.
Yeah. And with and like Mrs. Claus, man, she's like looking at her, she's like that Hollywood grandma, man. She's still fine as
Goldie Hawn.
Like they are a sexy Mr. and Mrs. Claus, man. But
and they're married in real life, right?
And they're married in real life, so the chemistry together is cool.
That's right.
But I mean, Kurt Russell though, he's just
he's very charismatic,
and he's just having a good time.
Yep. The whole thing.
It's infectious.
He's just cheerful and having a lot of fun. And every time you ask me a question, like, oh, well, let me tell you, even if you got to answer, I don't. No, have a cookie. I don't know. Shut up and have fun. He's so much fun to watch.
Yes.
Him and Goldie Hawn, man, they are a lot of fun to watch. I actually loved him as Santa Claus, man. It's the story here, of course, that feels a little put together.
It's sequel-y.
Yeah.
Very much so, man. But
it's Deadpool 2.
Yeah, it is.
What? Oh my God! Oh my God! You're right. It is Deadpool 2.
Wow.
Write down the threat, the villain, the little asshole.
It feels put together from so many derivative.
It's a collection
all
of
the
ideas.
plot lines.
Yeah.
It's like somebody went to somebody went to a store and just got off the shelf a bunch of overused plot lines and just put them in a basket and just took it home and just shoved them all together.
What about this? Yeah, put that in there too.
Yeah.
What about this? What about this? Yeah, okay, that. How much more time we got? All right, who else got something? Let's just stick this all in here.
It's also very exposition heavy too.
Yeah. And one of the most generic things is for a lot of movies, they just make up this thing. And it's the all empowering thing It can be whatever. It's just an object that, you know, everything hinges on. And somebody steals it, they steal it, and then our heroes have to go get it just because they need something to do.
Yeah. I will say one thing about that is that I was impressed with is that thing that powers Santa's village is the Bethlehem star. And I was like, oh, wow, you brought Christian mythology, melding it with Santa Claus mythology. That's actually kind of cool.
In a way, noticing Jesus was nowhere around.
No, I know.
I mean, you know, they don't want to make people upset about that. They want Jews, Muslims, everyone else to enjoy this film.
I think Jesus even walked in. I'm gonna need that.
We'll talk later.
Yeah.
Just
back up.
Wait till all the people leave.
There's even the flashback scenes when they go back to like the time after Jesus' death and like he's doing all these things in Asia Minor. I was like, oh wow, I was kind of surprised by that. This is cool. I didn't. You don't see that in a Christmas film.
Never.
Especially one featuring Santa Claus.
No, that's very true. But the one thing that I hate the most, we've been talking about this, is I hate it when you have those villains who are mad because, or anything, not even a villain. It could just be, it could be a kid in the movie. They're always complaining like, you know, I'm crying, I'm upset, I'm trying to destroy all life on Earth because Daddy not only not spending enough time with me, but Daddy was working. Daddy had to go to his job. Yeah, because Dad had to feed your little ass. That's why. And that's what we have here with this. I forgot this character, Ballsacky. What's his name?
Belsnickel.
Belsnickel. Villain Belsnickel here, played by Julian Dennison. You know, he's nothing but a bratty teenager, man, trying to destroy Christmas because Santa Claus got busy. And the thing about it is that you can write this character, or you can, well, I say write, that's kind of saying too much right there. You can actually hate the character because he's a villain, but you can hate him for anything else other than his villainy. You can hate him just for the lazy writing that they give him. By the way, like when you look at him right here, when he turns villainous, automatically takes his hat and turns it backwards. Gets spikes on his jacket.
He's a little punk
with no sleeves.
Yeah, he goes all heavy metal.
Yeah.
But what he does, as we're talking about, like, well, this here, as we just saw in Jingle Jangle, where it was the whole, I want you to look at this. I don't have time right now. Well, then fine, I'm going to destroy everything you did.
But at least I can understand Jingle Jangle, where it's like, hey, I got all these ideas. You ain't listening to me. He's mad because you had to work. I'm like, well, f you, man. You know, Santa Claus got 1 million elves to look after and keep production going, and you mad because he don't want to spend an extra 15 minutes with Joe big ass.
Plus, he's not really your father.
He's not even your father.
I thought they were going to set up. That's what they were building towards. Like, I didn't know the elf thing that came in later, but it's like, is that his son?
Yeah.
So I was thinking, like, did Santa Claus find another girl on the side? Because that looks nothing like Goldie Hawn.
Was he like,
what's the accent come from?
No,
What's going on
it would make
here?
more sense if that was his actual son.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, you care more about these elves and all this shit than me.
That'd be funny.
You abandoned me. What the hell? That would have been more interesting.
Oh, you know, that'd be funny if you found out.
We said we're going to be cool about this, right?
Yeah, no, it'd be fun if you found out like that was some like slave shit going, like master fucking the slave.
Yeah, he's like an elf, and that's
like
what was
Santa
produced.
Claus fucked one of these elves, and then his crazy ass came out.
No, tell Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, Mrs. Claus was like, how the did he turn into a human?
No,
it's weird.
Have a cookie.
Yeah, I know
Shut
you
the fuck up and have a cookie.
I'm beginning not to like this kid.
I know.
It's the same thing. He's the same character in everything.
He's same character in everything.
Hunt for the Wilder People.
Yeah, if you look at this
Torturing
kid right
Sam
here,
Neill.
just look at this kid right here. He like in everything that he's been in, everything he's always starting trouble. As we said in Hunt for the Wilder People, movie starts out with him causing trouble.
Ricky Baker.
He is a bad egg, a youth court regular.
I mean, just dangerous, setting shit on fire,
and just scowling.
Want to destroy the world, and in Deadpool 2, and now he's Santa Claus, and I'm just kind of like, you know,
what's next?
Yeah. What is he? Is he gonna be like Fat General Zod? He's already got the dress full.
He kind of does. Yeah.
It doesn't help that I saw something else, and I was like, because I said, why does this kid remind me of someone? And I finally looked on the internet, and I was like, oh shit, that's right. Somebody said and this is, I didn't make this up. This is on the internet. Somebody said, "Hey, you remember the annoying kid from Deadpool 2? Well, this is what he looks like now." And I thought, yes, Rebel Wilson. He looks just like Rebel Wilson. You know, the thing with this guy, I want to know how y'all feel about him as an actor. It's not, and I'm not trying to come in here and talk about the kid bad, because I've seen him in stuff that I liked. He just plays an asshole kid all the time, and now and it was a little bit. You could accept a little bit more of his acting skills when he was younger, but now that he's getting older, I'm not saying that he can't be a good actor. I'm not saying he's not a good actor. He's playing the same thing over and over again. But it just seems like he's saying his lines more than emoting his lines.
It does. It's hard to make a ruling in as much as I don't think he's given a whole lot to work with. But it did seem less and less like he was committed to what he was doing.
It felt like I wish he kind of matched the energy that Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn were giving their roles. Because it's like, okay, I know you're supposed to be a part of their world, but you don't feel like you're a part of their world. He feels like he's more part of the human world. And that's the other thing that bothered me about the movie. I thought the weakest element was all the child actors. They never, all their dialogue just didn't feel authentic. Even in the beginning, I was like, oh God, it feels like a Disney Channel original movie, just with a much bigger budget. And thankfully you have some other older talented actors, but yeah, all the child acting and his as well was disappointing to me.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with also he spends a lot of time talking to himself.
Yeah, he's talking CGI characters he's interacting with. He's
either CGI characters or he's just monologuing.
Yeah,
and he's just talking and saying his plans to nobody while looking around the room. You know, and that doesn't help. And you're right, when he's around like two great actors like Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, when they know what they're doing, and he's just saying lines and they're actually embracing their characters. Yeah. He really shows his inexperience next to them. But I'm not saying that he can't be good. I'm sure, we'll see him grow, and hopefully at some point.
I want to see him do something very different next time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not setting shit on fire like he's been doing in every movie.
3 in a row.
Every movie. He set fucking pyromaniac. He set something on fire every movie.
Always trying to destroy something.
Oh, yeah. But I think that this movie just kind of takes these themes that we've seen before and these old plot lines that we've seen before. And, the movie moves so fast that, so many of them don't really have enough time to feel fully fleshed out or thought out. Because there's so much stuff going on. So if you take some of these things and just give them a little more character development or story development, that'll be fine. But I don't think the movie takes a lot of time to do that. It's just jumping from one thing to another. I'm not saying that's completely bad, but it just doesn't feel like it does feel like little small chunks of different stories that stand on their own and not flow together too well sometimes. They don't even feel fully thought out sometimes.
They do spend a lot of time just like stopping to just explain everything. And it's just like, I kind of wish you didn't need to have that. You can just cut that out. There's like a whole little, I don't know, call it a subplot, but like a flashback where it delves into the elves' history. Yeah. And how they were nearly hunted to extinction by humans and everything. How Santa was the Moses of elves. I'm I want to see what that story's like. Right? We're getting the dark shit there. Like that was fun, but it was like, okay, now we're past that. It's like, oh.
Yeah. But the thing is, everybody in the movie splits up.
Yeah.
So you're getting all these little episodes of things. And again, all these little episodes of plots that, just kind of things that we've seen done before in other movies. Now, if they had meshed together well, flowed together well, I think that I would have liked them a little better. But as I said, sometimes they're not thought out so much that they don't even make sense. Like Mrs. Claus, for some reason, decides to give, and I forgot the boy's name, the Tyrese's son in the movie. She decides to give him an explosive cookie.
Me with cookies.
Well, they're not just any old cookies. Okay, the gingerbread man cookie explodes when you throw it. And the snowman cookie gives you courage.
Why would you do that? You gave this kid a bomb that looks like something cute to eat.
Right.
You gave this kid
get somewhere and go like, damn, I forgot which one was which.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just nibble off this one.
You made a bomb out of a brightly colored kiss dessert and gave it to this kid who's already, I hate to say, he ain't that bright.
No.
He's not. He's a hypochondriac. He has anxiety.
They went out there. That's worse than giving him a grenade. Y'all know that, right? Because at least you can't eat the grenade.
Yeah.
And worse, she gives him 2 cookies. So She gives his boy 2, so he gets out there.
He's not gonna remember that either. She knows that.
He was not paying attention when she told him that. Like, this one gives you courage, and this one blows up. And like, yeah.
He's ADD.
Right.
His little ass got out there and forgot which one was the bomb. Immediately forgot which one was the bomb.
Which one did she say gives you courage, and which one explodes?
And they're both looking at him like, better figure it out.
Choice is yours.
You are about to blow this little kid's head off. You about to kill him. This is worse than Al Qaeda. And was casual about it. Well, which one actually you can eat? Which one blows up on impact? I don't know. I'm gonna give you a little spoiler alert here. Just a little bit, because I thought like, well, shit, she gave him 2 cookies and neither one of them do that, because the message is the power's inside you. Yeah. Shit. Later on in that movie, she took that cookie and threw that shit. That motherfucker exploded. I'm like, you really gonna kill this kid?
Damn, man. Jesus.
Kurt Russell is he's so jolly.
Yeah.
And he's so happy through this movie. And he's so nice, man. He's so nice to everyone in the film. But he got tired of that cat shit. He picked that motherfucker. And threw that bitch up in the air.
He did something the Incredible Hulk would do.
Yeah. That cat is like, shit, when am I gonna land? He threw that bitch up into space.
Yeah.
That is sort of Santa's thing to always come in and go like, I could have settled all this shit anytime I wanted to.
He said, you know what? I'm cool, but if you keep with me, and he got tired of that cat. In fact, he's like, hey, bring your ass in. Come here. Take this. And he shot his ass up to space, and he did not come back.
Nope. No staying with Yule Cat.
I mean, he did one of them. He did about 20 circles.
No, he did twirl. He just twirled around.
Through his ass and launched his ass.
Well, the elves are, they're the same from the first one. And just when they do the thing with that, Belsnickel does this thing that makes them lose it. To me, it was just like, all right, here's another plot thing you've thrown into the soup.
Mm-hmm. Here's another plot, because the movie gets to the point where not only have they not thought out a lot of ideas, and not only are they using old plot lines, it gets to a point where they just stealing shit.
Yeah. Yeah, turn them into gremlins.
Yeah, there's a point where they got this blue cocaine that they put through the air filters, and it not only does it turn these elves into gremlins. I mean, they lose their minds. I mean, they turn murderous. They find weapons that they didn't even have early in the movie. Bring your ass in.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, when this is all settled, I gotta let you guys go.
Yeah. They all turned, like half the elf population turned to Leatherface. They had chainsaws. We didn't even see chainsaws early in the movie.
Even though it was something familiar, I mean, it was still kind of funny seeing these little guys run around with sickles and machetes and chainsaws. And that did tickle me a little bit.
It did. You know what? Because that shit looked like it turned to the elf version of Hotel Rwanda. Like they all just turned on each other. Come here. Had machetes and shit. Yeah, it was crazy, man. And you know what? I was liking it, but because look, the elves are really just a cross between they're a cross between the minions and rats. Like they're Mogwai. They're not rats. They're little gerbils with hats on.
Yeah,
and they I liked them until they used them to do things that would just. I mean, I hate it when family movies do family shit. That's even contemporary that we see over and over again.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
When you pull some shit from the 90s, man.
I know.
I'm like, ain't nobody even, no one's putting this in movies anymore. Why y'all doing this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who let the dogs out? Really?
Yeah. I was surprised by those. I haven't heard that in a long time.
That was a staple of 1995, back when they were doing family movies.
I think they don't even play them at wedding receptions anymore.
Unless it's an elf wedding reception, and they God damn it, what I say?
Wedding
a reception. Reception. Even they financially suffer. I do like the elves. I do like that the elves are little creatures. I like that they're not little human beings.
Little language.
They have their own language. Yeah, yeah, I like that, man.
It bothered me a bit in the first one, but I got over it.
Did it? Yeah, I don't know, man. I like the little elves, and see, I don't mind that the movie is obviously putting in some very obvious CG, like that the battle cat they got, or the bobcat.
Yeah.
I mean,
where are you going to get a real one to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The elves and everything. You know, there's some really obvious CG going on in here, and it's fine because this is just a big cartoon, really. Like, this is something that if this was made back in early 90s or 80s, they would have made this a full animated feature. They just do this now because they can shoot live action and get it done with a lot quicker, and it's probably cheaper than animation to do what they want to do.
And it's easier to get people to watch live action than animation.
Yep. But I do like the village, man. I like that it's a colorful movie. I like Santa's workshop city. You know, it's a bright, colorful movie, man. Unlike you, I do like the kids.
Oh, okay.
But the only problem with the kids is, like I said, they split them up. I thought it would have been cool since Kate, who's played by Darby Camp, and I never found the other kid's name, the Tyrese's son in here, but I thought since they're becoming family, it would have been cool for them to like have teamwork. Bond and have teamwork, and they split up and they never have a moment to be together to bond. They just bicker with each other through the whole thing. Or she bickers with him.
It's like she bickers with him, but even then, that just didn't feel authentic to me. To me. It just felt like similar to Bingle Snack, whatever the hell his name was.
Jingle Jangle. Bell Snickle.
Yeah, Bell Snickle. Yeah. It's like, he's supposed to be the villain, he's saying all this dialogue, but none of it feels very earnest. And like her, vitriol towards him didn't feel earnest to me. I didn't feel like there was actually any tension. It just felt like she was obligated to say this because that's what the word in the pages are telling me to say.
No,
that's why I thought that they were the weakest element. I was like, I think let's get maybe some better child actors, then some of the more familiar plot things wouldn't have bothered me so much or stood out. If they just had some actors who were just embracing the material and very exaggerated.
I do agree with you that it didn't feel authentic because I don't think that their relationship didn't feel authentic. But
I agree.
Well, there's that one moment where she's like, my mom and that guy she's seeing.
Bob.
Yeah, Bob. And little kid's like, wait, you talking about my dad?
Like he said, I'm sitting right here.
Yeah.
He was just waiting on her to use the N-word. Go on. He had his phone ready the whole time. They have a musical number in here that just kind of felt like it came out of nowhere. It's almost like
they do a big musical number in the first one. So
do they?
Yeah, it was a chance to do that and make it bigger.
It was almost like Santa Claus looked at an older black woman and said, "Well, shit, she got to sing."
He totally did.
So that's Darlene Love. I'd never heard of her before, but just when the moment she shows up in that scene, I was like, "This woman's not an actor; she's a singer."
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, Santa Claus looked at her and said, "No, your black ass gonna sing."
Be my backup singer.
Yeah. Shit, this movie needs some soul, and that was already there was already a group with some instruments.
Oh, I know.
And he's
They're
like,
sad
shit, we got instruments and a big black woman right here. Shit, this is gonna happen.
Yeah,
Listen, I don't want a free hotel room. I want a flight to Chicago right now.
Time to go to work.
He said, "You know what? Let me let this woman sing before he kills this bitch. she gonna kill this Karen right here." It's all right, it's all right.
Now wait a minute.
Oh shit!
No.
Oh shit! That Karen said,
I'm about to lose my job, aren't I?
So they start this musical number and they just go and they just singing and they just dancing. They go on so long they just cut to another scene.
Yeah.
And then they go and then Kate, they cut to another scene. Kate sitting down talking to the other Santa cult member, and then they said, "Well, let's go out here and Santa, he's right out here. Let's go talk to him." And they run out there and everybody just still singing and dancing like that's been going on the whole time while we have this other scene. I was like, that's pretty cool. I like that they interrupt musical numbers like that and then go back to them and not just cut back to them, like the characters run back into them.
That entire sequence was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to blow it with something like that, but it's one of those where they put so much into it. You're like, yeah, this is good.
Kurt Russell sells it.
Yeah.
Santa Claus helps everybody. He can travel through time. He can make people's flights take off on time. you know, he can give all the world toys and whatnot. I mean, there's one of those things where you really gonna have to like stop yourself from asking, well, if he's got all these goddamn godlike powers, how come he ain't helping the world with everything else that's going on? You know,
oh, Jesus.
Man, come on.
No. If these superheroes are all scientists, how come they haven't cured cancer?
Exactly. Exactly. How come you ain't going over there and helping out in Iraq and all this kind of stuff? No, I hold everybody to
They reference that. He went to Asia Minor.
Not today, though.
360 AD.
No, you can.
I mean, he tried.
No, Santa can help all these. You know, he saved a whole civilization of elves. You can help all these goddamn elves, but you can't help human beings. No, man, I got to hold that to you, man. Hey, look, I ain't gonna. It's a movie. I'm gonna let it slide, but hey, I'm just saying. Don't think nobody don't take notice. You taking the easy way out. I'm not giving you toys and whatnot. Motherfucker, this kid's starving. Give us some fucking food. They make food. They make food out of the vegetables and other things that we don't want to eat. They make it delicious.
Yeah.
They make it look like dessert, and they ain't trying to feed the world at all with it.
But the magic only works there.
Oh, is that what he's saying?
They even point out that Aurora Borealis protects them, and that's where all the magic is.
Mm-hmm. But yet these toys can leave the Aurora Borealis and still deliver throughout the world.
No, well, Santa keeps some of the magic for himself, but not enough to feed continents.
You want Santa to die, Corey? Come on, magic keeps him young. Man, you're cruel. You're cruel.
His fat ass is saying he can share some of that magic.
You're cruel, man. You want Santa to die. You'll be able to do that one thing that you want once, and that'll be it. And it'll be over. And no more happiness to anyone else.
Oh, not now. I'm
improving
you calling me Barstool or whatever.
Bell sickle.
Yes, Santa.
No, ain't no ball sickle or nothing like that. No, I'm saying, hey man, if you say that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. But I'm just saying, man, I'm keeping my eye on you.
Put you on notice.
I'm watching you. I liked it though. I didn't hate it. I thought, severely lacking in story area. But man, it's fun. It's got cheerful spirit. Doesn't do much with things that we've seen before. But yeah, I give it a high rental, man. I liked it. Enjoyed it on that level very much.
Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, they really make the movie when they're on screen. Then I'm all for it. I wish it was just more about them than some of the kids. And there were several moments where I was laughing out loud. It's pretty funny. Again, coming from Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. But the weakest elements you guys already brought up, the story stuff, that was really frustrating. The heavy exposition, some sequences. But the thing that really, I could have forgiven all that had it just not been for, just the honestly bad child acting from a lot of the supporting cast members.
He don't like them kids.
I mean, I like good kids. I like kids that can act. And I don't know, these kids just came off. These kids just came off really a little stiff and just felt inauthentic, especially when you had two actors, legends, Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, just so exaggerated, having so much fun. I'm just sad that the kids were able to match them. Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you, man. I give this it's a very, very high rental.
Okay, Martin Thomas.
So I wasn't so down on the kid actors in as much as the girl Darby Kent, who plays Kate. In the first movie, she's really good. I was like, wow, she's standing out as somebody who is coming across as authentic. And having seen the movies back to back, for me, it was not quite all one long story.
Sure.
But that first movie, I just thought, well, I've heard some good things about it. I watched it. I loved it.
Really?
Yes. I was like, man, this is a real Christmas classic here. Kurt Russell is fantastic. Yeah. The story's tighter. I actually feel for what's going on. They had little clever things back and forth. You can see it has a bigger budget than a lot of Christmas movies have. I mean, this certainly has more, but that was almost a boon to it in that not having that bigger budget, it didn't try to bring in a whole lot of special effects. It was much more with characters and people and tight. I was like, man, I could watch this every Christmas. I almost felt like watching it again. And I was like, well, let me get on to watch this one. This one, not as much. Like I said, it's very sequel-y. It's less about character, more about plot and action, and we got to move to this thing, we got to move to this thing. Don't like it as much because of the first one, and yet there's things about it being with the first one that I do like. It's like it's a continuation. It's a chance to be with Kurt Russell once again. And I like you guys said, it is fun at times. It's just not a great movie. But if you like the first one and you want to like, hey, let's get back on and do it again. It's okay. Yeah, you know, I'm more of a low matinee with this one.
Okay, well, there you go. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. Like I said, I just think, you know, I say this all the time. It's where it needs to be.